What's up, y'all? So I've been a little bit under the weather for the last few days, and I figured I needed some comfort food. So I thought, a famous bowl, that should do the trick. You know, I made a KFC famous bowl, but the problem is they don't sell it over here in Korea. They didn't even sell mashed potatoes and gravy over here for the longest of times. The whole time I've been here, they never sold it until very recently. A few select locations actually sell mashed potatoes and gravy. So this is the first time I'm ever eating mashed potatoes and gravy from KFC in Korea. And so they still don't have the famous bowl, but I'm gonna whip up my own famous bowl here. So we got some chicken tenders, I think the 6-piece. Yeah, it looks like it. We also got some sweet corn and some triple cheddar. So let's see what this is looking like, man. Who's in this? Yeah, okay. Not too bad. Yeah, smelling decent. I also got another pack of gravy just in case. So let's see. This isn't gonna be a very highly edited video. Wow, that's slim pickings, man. That's pretty weak. I didn't know how many to get, to be honest with you, so I got 3. To be honest with you, I'm not that hungry though. It's 9 p.m. I'm actually not hungry at all, which is weird, very strange. It's probably because of this, whatever I got. But I definitely don't think 3 of these is nearly enough. I probably paid about $17 for all the KFC stuff and then about $7 for this stuff. But that's a little bit disappointing, but we're gonna make it work. Hold on. Let's see, for the chicken fingers here, just cut them up into thirds like that. That should work. The last time I had a KFC famous bowl was in New York City last year. And I remember commenting that it could use more cheese. I believe I did say that. So we're not gonna be skimping out on the cheese. And while the mashed potatoes are a little bit weak, the chicken, the cheese, we're gonna go pretty big on that, I guess. Corn, there's never too much corn. I do like some corn. Or I do like, oh, yay much. And then for the cheese, I don't know why I just put my hand in there like that. We're probably gonna do about yay much. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat all this. And then this gravy here, it's actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's not warm at all, it's cold. So I think there's enough gravy in there. I'm just gonna, see what we can do with this. For now, my own, I guess, like half homemade KFC famous bowl. A little mix. And yeah, you might not have watched that KFC video I did in New York last year, but I probably should have mentioned that. I might have had a famous bowl or two as a kid, but other than that, no. So I really only have recent experience with one. So not a lot to compare to, but this does look pretty comforting to me. I don't know about y'all going in. Oh yeah. The amount of cheese that I put on there might have seemed a little bit crazy at first, but it's not at all. That's mighty fun. Stuff like this is extremely comforting. It's like you just take a spoon, it's like chili, some gumbo or some, jambalaya or some, like a garbage plate. I love these type of amalgamations that you can just take a spoon and just scoop. This is definitely, in my opinion, more satisfying than the one I had in New York. Good piece of chicken in every bite. and cheese in every bite. And you know, the mashed potatoes, I think it actually, the ratio does work out, even though I was complaining at first. Because like I said, I'm not that hungry, but corn, getting a nice flavor from the corn. I think I nailed the ratios, man. I don't know why I'm holding it up like this. I'll be honest, I just couldn't be bothered to set things up right now. So I've been drinking a lot of tea. And basically binge watching body cam footage videos on YouTube. Which I've never done that before. I've always stayed pretty far away from like any kind of crime scene, true crime, body cam footage. It'll pop up occasionally, but I never click on it, so I just don't get the recommendations. But I got one the other day, clicked on it. For the past 2 days, I've just been glued, been binging these body cam footage videos from police. And they're wild, man. Freaking gained a lot of respect. So there's good ones and bad ones. Or cops do, or you know, police officers, whatever you want to call them. They'll do some bogus stuff, and you're like, damn, that's like way out of line. Just killing people. I've seen those. But I've also seen ones where they're like the good ones. Like, damn, dude. That's like one of the jobs, probably the most scariest job that I can think of, being a police officer in America. First off, hats off to any like first responder. Thank you, because I've had to use them before, and it's like dude, I don't even know. My brain's it's a little bit off right now, but my main point is there's so many crazy people out there in America, especially, and then you add on the complications of all the drugs and weapons that are out there. And so you know there and mental health issues, you know there's just gonna be a lot of crazy people, and you're willingly doing a job where you're gonna be interacting with these people. Yeah, you're gonna have to be walking old lady across the street, or like rescuing a cat out of a tree maybe, but then the next second you're gonna be dealing with some crazy stuff that I've seen on these body cam vids. And the thing is, like, some of the stuff you see, if you're working in the same town that you live in, you're just gonna be like, if some crazy goes down over there down the block, you're gonna be driving past it every day and looking at it. And so some things like I don't know, PTSD or that kind of stuff, you know, I don't know how it works, but in some cases there can be like an out of sight, out of mind type of effect potentially. I'm just talking about out of my ass, or I don't actually really know. But if you're dealing with some crazy stuff over here, that could be traumatizing enough, but then you have to pass it every day, like on your way to work, when you're dropping off your kids to school or something. Like, I can't imagine it on the day to day. And then it just goes from like I said, like doing mundane things, like an old lady's lost and you got to help her find her way home, or an old dude, and then you're like in a gunfight or something. It's like, which is funny. I have the utmost respect for, like I said, cops in America these days. When I was growing up, it was like the F the police type of thing, because we got pulled over, driving around. As young hooligans, up to no good, we would always like avoid cops like the plague. But these days, being someone who can actually like have a little bit more empathy, maybe, I don't know, just look at it, be like trying to put myself in their shoes as doing that job. And that's probably I would rather do most jobs over that. like, like even for an example, like be in the military, like go overseas and or whatever. Like back in the day, because then when you come home, it's just kind of like so far away. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And then like you know who your enemy is like all the time, kind of, you know. Maybe again I'm talking out my ass, but if you're like a police officer, you have routine stop. From what I've seen, can turn into something completely insane. Just dealing with the most outrageous a-holes or Looney Tunes out there. I don't know why I'm going on this tirade right now. But if you're watching this and you're any type of like first responder or anything, thank you. For real. I appreciate y'all. I've had to deal with like EMS before, and also, and then they've always just been like good people to me. And I wonder, sometimes I do wonder if it's because like I was an Asian, like a relatively harmless looking person, small Asian dude, you know. Back when I was living in the States, could have been a little profiling, like positive profiling, I guess. Like, oh, he's worthless. I got away. I got pulled over a few times. Sometimes where we could have gotten in some big trouble. Sometimes it would have just been a ticket or something. But every time we just got let off. And I remember vividly one time speeding to school with my brother. Probably doing like 45 and a 30. Nothing crazy, but we're late to school. Cops pulled us over. And they're like, we were just like, oh, sorry. Like, we're late to school, just being respectful. And he probably thought like, all right, 2 Asian kids late to school. All right, just let you off with a warning. So we just had so many warnings, man. At the time, I was just like, oh, thank God. Now it's probably because, like, you never know who you're pulling over, man. Could be Captain Insano. And also, a lot of these videos feature, like, people working in hospitals, too. Like, utmost respect for you guys, too, because, like, man, just dealing with people who are on their worst day and like stuff that would like could scar just the average person. You're like voluntarily, you know, working in those situations. I'll be honest, I'd be too scared to do a lot of those jobs, man. But yeah, weird video. Maybe I'm loopy from the cold medicine, but you know, it is what it is. I'm skating out here. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.